I used to work at a somewhat upscale cafe, where I was a supervisor in charge of the bakery section. We also had a kitchen and a coffee bar. Mother's Day was our biggest day of the year, nearly tripling our sales compared to a regular Sunday. Other mid-grade holidays were also busy, but the day after any big holiday was always slow. So I typically ordered about 2/3 of my regular stock for that Monday. Our owner was pretty absentee. She owned 5 locations, 4 of which were in the same city. Ours was the outlier, 2 hours away, and she visited us maybe once a month. This month, she happened to come in the day after Mother's Day. Out of all the employees, only the assistant manager liked her. Even the manager couldn't stand her. When she saw my bakery case was somewhat low, she asked why. I explained that the day after a holiday was always slower, and I ordered less to avoid wasting money. She told me never to do that again and insisted I double my normal order. By that point, I had been in the job for 4 years and knew the bakery section inside and out. Only the manager and one cook had been there longer than me. Even the manager acknowledged that things ran smoother when I was around. I often stayed late to cover for call-ins and came in on my days off when needed. Once, I even drove a catering delivery 90 minutes each way to satisfy a loyal customer. I tried to explain to the owner that doubling the order would lead to a lot of wasted pastries, but she insisted. The manager backed me up, saying our regular order was sufficient. But ultimately, I had to follow her orders. So, I doubled my regular order. About 2 weeks later, she emailed me, asking why we were throwing out so many pastries each day. I reminded her that she had told me to double the order. At that point, she wanted to fire me. Thankfully, the manager convinced her that she needed me to help run the store, so I wasn't fired, but I lost my position as bakery lead. I remained a supervisor, mostly working in the bakery section, but I no longer handled the orders. My pay stayed the same, but my schedule switched from mostly mornings to mostly nights. I missed my morning regulars, but I enjoyed having less responsibility while making the same money. About 6 months later, the manager quit to go back to school, and things went downhill fast. Everyone working there hated the owner, except for the assistant manager, who had quit a month earlier for a new job. Once the manager left, I started looking for a new job, even though I dreaded changing positions. Many others felt the same way. We were all loyal to the manager, not the owner. I eventually took a supervisor job at a nearby restaurant and never looked back. I've heard from coworkers still at the cafe that it became tough to get through the day without me and the manager. Sales plummeted for over a year before they finally started to pick up again.